Come on in, pour yourself a cup of tea and get cozy because today we're making seasonal art together. This is the perfect little project for you to enjoy and then display in your home over the holidays. Hey friends, what's up? Welcome. My name is Shayda, and on this channel we make art together, and it's fun, not scary. Welcome to my apartment. If you love this time of year like I do, you're probably in the midst of decorating or at least thinking about it. In Canada, it gets so dark and cold in November, December that even if it wasn't for Christmas, it's the perfect time of year to start incorporating elements into your space that give that hygge feel, that make you feel cozy and warm. So that's exactly what I've been doing around here. For the holidays, I love simple natural elements, things like foraged pine boughs, lots of twinkly lights and candles, homemade stars and paper chains, and of course a little bit of handmade artwork. And that's exactly what today's video is all about. Not only today's video, but also the tutorial next Tuesday will be centered around handmade art that is quick and easy to create so that you can enjoy it for the next couple months and then switch it out when the season changes. Today's video is centered around a cute little gingerbread house, and then next Tuesday's video is also going to be a piece of seasonal artwork, but you'll have to wait till next week to find out what it is. Let's start with our supply rundown for this project. The supplies for this are pretty simple and minimal, as is the whole project. Get yourself a cup of hot tea, get in that cozy spirit, and then you're going to need a piece of paper, something like pink or peach is nice. Grab a sketchbook or scrap paper, a white gel pen or paint pen, scissors, craft paper, don't forget your tea, and finally a pencil and eraser. This is such an easy project. Here's how it begins. We're going to use our pencil to draw the gingerbread house on craft paper. I cut a couple pieces, so if I mess up, there's no pressure. I'm going to start with the shape of the roof and just kind of sketch that out. Then we're going to drop down and do a square here for the house. You don't want to go too big, make it small. You can add a peak to the center of that roof. I'm doing everything very perfectly imperfect. Do not bother with measuring. This should look a little weird. You can put a door, make it arched, or just make it a rectangle. And then we want to add a bunch of windows. You kind of want to make sure to fill in the entirety of the house. So leave enough space above the door that you're able to put another whole row of windows on the top, plus a window on each side of that door. We can add little details like a doorknob and even a circular window in the peaked roof. For shingles, we'll do a bunch of semicircles and kind of do that interlocking scallop or fish scale pattern, but we'll come back to that. I'm going to do kind of candy cane pillars on each side of the house, one or two steps in front of that door, and maybe even a little chimney up top. But that's pretty much it. What I want to do now is stop my sketch because I'm making all these messy pencil lines and they're going to be hard to draw over. And I want to grab that white gel pen. Remember, all the supplies are linked in the description, so if you're curious about anything or you want to shop it on Amazon. But just shake the gel pen, test it out on some scrap paper. We're going to cut this out so you can even use this piece of paper on the edge as your scrap. And then we're going over everything with a nice thick white paint pen line. Some of the pencil I did end up erasing just because I knew it was going to be too much graphite to go over. Other stuff I just went over by doing 2 or 3 layers with the paint pen. You kind of give it a second to dry and then build up more and more white. This is the 2mm nib pen touch paint pen from Sakura. I really like these. I've also had this one for years and it hasn't dried out. Now for the roof, it's just a line of semicircles. And then when you drop down for the next line, you're going to offset them by half a circle. I kind of messed it up on the first one because of the chimney, but you'll see it really well here when I do the third line. And if you mess it up a little bit, it doesn't matter. But it's a really nice, easy way to do a fish scale or scallop pattern, and it fills the roof in with a lovely detail. The thing about the gingerbread house is just that we want there to be lots and lots of little details so that you don't end up with a lot of negative space and everything everything looks just very decorated and cute and wintry. So I'm going to continue going over everything with my paint pen, getting rid of pencil where I've got a little too much, and doing 2 or 3 layers of the white so that it really stands out and contrasts beautifully with the dark brown of the craft paper. Okay, I think this is looking pretty good. I've gone over it a bunch of times. Anywhere that looks a little faded, where the white just doesn't stand out, I'm going over again, putting just a few little dots on the negative space. As I said, I want it to look busy. I want there to be a lot of white, and then I think I'm quite happy with that. So with our gingerbread house looking cute, all that is left to do is cut it out, and you don't have to be too precise with this. Just give it a little bit of a border of a couple millimeters and go around, and that's fine. And then we are going to mount it on our piece of pink or peach paper. Of course, you could choose any color you like. I just picked this up at my local art store. To mount it, I recommend rubber cement or a glue stick. Just grab some scrap paper, place it face down. If you're using rubber cement, make sure you don't have too much on the brush. It can get a little messy, but it does work really nicely. Once you've got it across the entire back, you're going to use that scrap paper, add a little bit of pressure, and it should stay beautifully in place and really flat as well. Okay, with our pencil now, we are going to put a little holiday message. Just mark your center so that you don't get kind of wonky with your message. I think you could do anything here. Home for the holidays, all are welcome, home sweet home, or just something simple like Noel or Happy Christmas. Grab a fine liner. I'm using the 07 Meloto black liner. You might want to test out your lettering on some scrap paper. I like to do it first and just see what it looks like. Do I want to do a cursive? Do I want to do just a simple uppercase or lowercase? Whatever. A little practice goes a long way because, you don't want to mess up your project at this point. But there's mine, all done. Just needs a frame. Thanks for watching today, friends. I really hope you enjoyed this little project. It's a good bang for your buck, as I always say. You need simple supplies and only about half an hour, maybe 40 minutes, and you can have a beautiful piece of holiday art that is handmade and will look great in your home over the next few months. Don't forget to check in next Tuesday for another project just like this one. And be sure to check out my 2021 holiday card tutorial. Make those handmade cards for your friends and loved ones.